On episode 212 of the 40 Plus Fitness podcast, I share 11 foods you should be eating. You can find the full show notes for this episode at 40plusfitnesspodcast.com/212.
Have you decided you're ready to make a change? To reclaim your health and fitness? The 40 Plus Fitness podcast is here for you. I'm your host, Alan Meisner. I'm an NSAM certified personal trainer with a specialization in corrective exercise and fitness nutrition. Let me be your coach as you find your way on your health and fitness journey. All right, let's go.
Have you checked out the Surefire Results for Weight Loss program? It's a 28-day program to help you lose the weight quickly and safely. It's simple lifestyle changes that I've put together in a program, basically culminating from all the work that I've done with my clients. I know it works. I've done it myself, and I know it'll work for you. So go to 40plusfitnesspodcast.com/surefire and get the Surefire Results for Weight Loss. So today I wanted to take a moment with you and talk about 11 foods that you should be eating. If you go back to episode 206, I talked about 11 foods that you shouldn't be eating, and I do think you should go back and check that one out if you missed it. But today we're going to talk about some foods that you should be eating on a regular basis. The first food on my list is the avocado. Now, why would I have the avocado first on my list? One, because it has some really good fats in it, which I'm sure you've heard of. And it's a reason a lot of people avoid avocados is because of the fat content. But let me tell you, avocado is a very, very good fruit. And not just good from a taste perspective, but also from the perspective that it gives you as much, if not more, potassium than you get from a banana without the sugar. So it is going to give you some electrolytes. It's going to give you some minerals and vitamins that you would get from fruits that you can get from this fruit, but it doesn't have the sugar, it has fat. So first on my list is avocado. Second on my list are fish, and you should be eating fresh fish, I would say at least 3 to 4 times a week. Mixing up the variety of fish, looking for wild fish that were caught wild, not farmed. There wouldn't necessarily be anything wrong with farmed fish. It's just, unfortunately, where and how they manage these farms does matter. And if the fish are in bad water or if they're served improper diets, they're just not going to have the omega-3 and the fat content and everything that we're looking for in a good, healthy fish. So looking for wild-caught fish. Pretty much with salmon, anything that comes from Alaska is going to be a wild-caught salmon. I also enjoy and will eat fairly regularly sardines and some tuna. You have to be a little careful with the bigger fish that are long-lived because they are in the water and live a lot longer. They tend to pick up toxins, and if you'll recall, I told you before that in our liver, rather than process toxins, likes to push that into the body fat. It's the same thing with fish. So if a fish is exposed to a lot of toxins, those toxins are going to get stored in the fish, in the body fat of the fish, and that is going to be the fat that we get when we eat the fish. So smaller fish are good, sardines and whatnot, and then occasionally, like I said, once or twice a week, getting a salmon or a tuna or something like that is also very good for you. So number 2 on my list is fish. Number 3 are leafy greens. Leafy greens are an excellent opportunity for us to get the fiber that we need. It's also a great opportunity for us to get many nutrients because they're just the minerals and vitamins, particularly if these are well-grown vegetables. Some of the farmed vegetables, some of the vegetables that are basically picked elsewhere and ripen on a truck aren't necessarily going to pick up as much nutrition. So if you can buy leafy greens from a local market where they don't use as much fertilizer and they don't have to transport, and the vegetable ripened in the ground and not on a truck, you're going to get the most nutrition from your leafy greens. But you should be eating as much leafy greens as you can stand. Big, large salad each day. Anything with kale or spinach cooked is good, as well as raw. One little tip on kale. Kale is an interesting vegetable because kale actually has chemical in it that will try to fight off the animal or insect that's trying to eat it. So it has a natural defense mechanism. That natural defense mechanism is actually what makes kale so nutritious for us. So if you're going to have kale, either cooked or in a salad, what I'd encourage you to do is about 10 minutes before you're going to eat the kale or cook the kale, go ahead and tear it up. I mean, literally just tear it into pieces with your hands. and then let it sit for about the 10 minutes. And what's going to happen is that those chemicals are going to reach that peak where they're trying to fight back to protect the plant. And that's when you're going to get the most nutrition out of your kale. So a little tip there about kale. So number 3 on the list is leafy greens. 4th on the list are nuts. And nuts are another source of healthy fat. But I do have to caution you, you can go overboard on nuts. And I've done this myself. When I was trying to go pescatarian to stay full, I tended to eat a lot more nuts. And I think that's part of the reason why I was having some difficulty with that food choice, because the nuts really took a lot to satisfy me, but I was eating so many extra calories with the nuts and with the fruits. So I would say, getting good variety of the nuts. Walnuts are good for your brain. And so, as you're looking at it, these are the kind of fats that are going to give you a good brain health. They're going to help your organs function better. So go for nuts. Now, when you're going for nuts, here's something to think about. The longer the nut has been sitting around, the more likely it is to have molds and toxins. So if you can find an in-the-shell nut that has not been roasted, you can take that nut and crack it open yourself and eat it raw. It's probably the best way to eat nuts. One, by cracking the nut, it does slow you down, which means you're less likely to eat too much. And number 2, you know that you're avoiding those molds and toxins. So if you can find your nuts are in the shell, you can store them in the freezer, and then when you're ready, take them out, let them thaw, and then you should be able to crack them and eat them as you need them. Okay, so number 4 is nuts. Okay, number 5 is not really a food, but is more about a style of eating, a way to think through your food, and it's really about having a variety of colors. So, I talked about having leafy greens, and that's important, but you should be also looking at other vegetables like beets and fruits like blueberries, and when you get your bell peppers, occasionally picking up some of the red ones and the orange ones, and kind of making sure that you're getting a good variety of colors in your food. By having a good variety of colors in your food, you know that you're getting a much better nutrition profile. So, try to vary the colors of the food that you're eating on a fairly regular basis so that you're seeing a good, I'm not going to say rainbow of colors, but, just a good mix of colors so that you know that you're getting a better mix of nutrition. And if your body's getting the nutrition that it needs, you're going to find that you're satiated a lot sooner and a lot better from each of your meals, because you're not going to be craving something and your body telling you, oh, I need this, I need that, and you're out trying to eat more food to get those things that your body needs. If you're eating a good variety of colors as well, you're more likely to get full and satiated sooner. Okay, number 6 are organ meats, or also called offal. And these are important because there's nutrients in this that they're really hard for us to get from other foods. I know that a lot of people struggle with eating these foods because they just, the yuck factor of it. But what I would encourage you to do is try to find ways that you can mix potentially liver or kidney or heart in with the other foods that you eat in a way that you don't recognize it as well. So let's say you're going to make a meatloaf. So maybe you're going to make a meatloaf and you're going to make it, batch cook for the whole week or for 5 or 6 meals. So you go ahead and you get maybe 3 pounds of hamburger, 2 to 3 pounds of hamburger meat. And then maybe what you're going to do is go ahead and put a 1/4 pound of offal in there. Grind it up just like you would the hamburger meat's ground up. Just get this ground up and put it and mix it in there. And you probably won't be able to taste it. It may alter the taste of your meatloaf a little bit, but you're getting some of that nutrition in there. I wouldn't try to sneak it past loved ones and say, oh, guess what was in your meatloaf? Because I won't trust you again. But at least for yourself, and knowing that you're trying to get more offal into your diet, just look for ways to mix it in with your foods if you can't eat it directly. Number 7 is berries. When berries are in season, particularly if they're locally grown and ripened on the vine, they're going to provide you with some of the best antioxidants and nutrition that you can get. They taste good. They are going to give you a little bit of a sugar boost, but it's not nearly the sugar boost that you get from tropical fruits. So of all the fruits that are out there, I recommend berries first. And you can look at the sugar contents of various berries. They're not too outlandish if you're not eating a ton of them, but just having some berries, tossing it on your salad occasionally, I think that's going to help you get a better, like I said, because of the variety of colors, just get a good broad variety of nutrition. Okay, number 8, and I think a lot of you are going to like this, is chocolate. But not just any chocolate. dark chocolate. When you get a dark chocolate that is at least 85% cacao, you know that you're getting a generally low sugar chocolate. So this is not something that they've mixed a lot of milk with, a lot of other things in. You're getting predominantly almost pure raw cacao. Pure raw cacao is a little tough to stomach for most because it's just a bit bitter. 85 can be a little bitter, but if you've done some things to reduce the amount of sugar that you're eating, you'll start to taste things as being sweeter than they were before. You'll get your sweetness tastes back up. Your taste will adjust to that. And you may find that 85 works just great for you. Now, when you're going to eat chocolate, just get a little piece. You don't need an entire bar, particularly when you're dealing with dark chocolate. Just a small little chunk, less than an ounce, is going to be plenty to give you that sweetness, give you that kind of that chocolatey taste without overwhelming you with calories or sugar. So dark chocolate does have some chemicals in it, phytochemicals that are very healthy for us, antioxidants that are good for us. So it's okay to occasionally have some dark chocolate. You want to mix that in there with your diet. Okay. Number 9 on the list is flax seeds. And I know there's been a little bit of back and forth about flax seeds potentially having something to do with prostate cancer, but the literature is just not really clear enough on that. So I'm inclined to not believe that there's a problem, and the health benefits of flax seeds are really, really good. Now, when you get your flaxseed, you're going to want them ground. So if you see a product that has flax seeds in it, but the flax seeds are whole, your body cannot digest the whole of that. And therefore, you're not going to get the nutrition in that flaxseed. So when you're eating flaxseed, go ahead and grind it up. You can mix flaxseed with just about any food, and you're not really going to taste the flaxseed. So you can get flaxseed just by mixing a teaspoon here and there into the various foods that you're already eating. So maybe you're making that meatloaf. Putting a little bit of flaxseed in there is not going to mess with the consistency of it and allow you to get some flaxseed into your diet. Number 10 is turmeric. Now, turmeric is a wonderful spice. I love the taste of it. It will stain your fingers if you're eating the food with your hands, but that's par for the course. Turmeric has so many great characteristics for anti-inflammation and just a lot of other really cool health benefits. My wife was reading the other day about a turmeric drink that you could drink that would help boost your immune system. So turmeric has a lot of properties that are really good for our health. I know that a lot of people want to go with the curcumin extract, but what you have to understand about curcumin as an extract from turmeric is that that's only one of the beneficial properties of turmeric. So you're throwing out, not necessarily throwing out, but you're not getting all of the other benefits of turmeric. So I'm not going to say don't do curcumin, but do turmeric. Make sure that that's something you're using as a spice in your food on a fairly regular basis. And a little goes a long way. So even a teaspoon of the stuff in some soups and foods are going to go quite a long way. So don't overdo it. Learn how to use turmeric properly. And the other thing about turmeric, to make it, and curcumin at that, is to make it really, really bioavailable. You want to make sure that you're eating it with black pepper. Black pepper, along with the turmeric, enhances your body's ability to absorb the nutrients in there. So when you're having the turmeric, make sure you're also putting in some black pepper to help you there. And then finally, number 11 is water. I know that's not necessarily a food, but it is something that you need to be drinking on a fairly regular basis. Now, if you've had some digestion problems in the past, I want to encourage you to try not drinking water right before or during a meal. Let your body acid be what it's going to be, your stomach acid be what it's going to be. By drinking water before and during a meal, you are somewhat diluting the stomach acid, and that might be something that's causing you some difficulties with your digestion. So paying attention to how and when to drink your water is important. I tend to front load my water in the morning. I'll drink most of my water in the morning and then kind of stop drinking a whole lot right after about 2 o'clock. And I find that allows me to sleep most of the night without having to worry about frequent bathroom breaks. If I drink water all through the day, then I'm going to be up during the night frequently to go to the bathroom, and I don't really like that. I like my sleep. So learn how to time the water that you're drinking. Make sure that you're getting plenty of water. Water is that wonderful thing that allows our joints to work properly. It allows our body to cleanse itself. It keeps all of our organs well hydrated so they're able to function at their best. And so it is an important thing for us to have in our bodies and to be taking in regularly. And you might not be sweating, you might be cold, but if you're breathing, you are expelling water as you breathe. So you need to make sure that you're taking in water so that you're not dehydrating. If you notice that your urine is not a clear white, then you're probably dehydrated. So you want to make sure that you're getting plenty of water, particularly in the morning. A lot of people swear by putting a little bit of lemon juice in some water and warming it up and drinking that each morning as kind of a way to jumpstart your day. I've done it, and it really does wonders. I can't seem to make it a habit the way I really want to, but it is one of those things that I think about how I can start incorporating doing that more and more. So I'll do a quick recap of the list. Number 1 is avocado, great fats, potassium, and delicious. Fish, making sure that it's fresh fish, that it's wild raised fish, getting a little bit of a variety in there, and recognizing that these smaller, short-lived fish are going to be just a little bit better for you overall than the bigger fish, although you may or may not like those fish as much. So pick the fish that you like and that you'll eat, and then have it a few times a week. Number 3 on the list is leafy greens, and I gave you the trick on how to make sure that you're getting the most out of your kale, but making sure that you have tons of leafy greens. You cannot overeat leafy greens, just cannot. It's going to give you the fiber, it's going to give you a ton of nutrients, some of one of the best things that you can do for your body. Number 4 is nuts. A good variety of nuts gives you good fats for your body to operate, but you can't overdo it on the nuts. And you want to make sure that you're getting nuts that don't have toxins and mildews and whatnot on them. So getting them in the shell raw is the best way. If you're going to buy them otherwise, I'd say look for places that sell the bulk nuts where you know that they're going through the nuts relatively quickly. That way, be sure that they haven't been sitting there for an extended period of time. Number 5 on the list is to have a variety of colors. You should have the greens, the oranges, the yellows, the reds. Make sure you're getting a good variety of colors out of the vegetables and the fruits and what you're eating on a daily basis. Number 6 are organ meats or offal. I know this is the hard one for a lot of people to do, but there's so much good nutrition in there. Our ancestors were tail to snout eaters. They didn't waste any of the animal, and we shouldn't either. So if you can stomach it, you should be eating it. And if you can't, try to find ways to get it into you through recipes that mix it in with other foods that you enjoy and such that you don't taste it, and then you're able to get it. And then number 7 are berries. When they're in season and they're locally grown, one of the best foods for you. And again, it is something you may be able to overdo, but just a little bit here and there goes a long way. And berries are generally lower in sugar than most other fruits, so and higher in fiber. So again, good mix there. Number 8 is dark chocolate. You want to stick with 85% cacao or higher, and that's going to mean that you're getting generally a lower sugar content in there and a lot of other lower things, because if it's 85% cacao, there's not a lot of room for them to be throwing any fillers and any other things. So organic dark chocolate, 85% cacao or higher. Number 6 are ground flaxseed, and again, it's very important to make sure that they're ground so that your body can actually access the nutrients. Number 10 is turmeric. And this is the actual spice. If you do the curcumin, that's fine, but you also probably want to do turmeric as well. And when you take these, make sure that they have black pepper with them. Whether it's the curcumin, make sure it comes I think the trade name is bipropene or something like that, but make sure it has that, and it's just basically black pepper to help you make sure that you're getting the most out of those nutrients. And then finally, number 11 is water. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water to flush the toxins out of your body, to keep your organs healthy, and to keep your joints liquidated and doing their thing. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll talk to you soon. I hope that you took something valuable from today's lesson, and if you did, would you please share this with your friends and family? Thank you. Next time on the 40 Plus Fitness Podcast, I share 11 of my best weight loss biohacks. Until then, have a happy and healthy day.